Hi, my name's Aaron. This is Simple Detail. So for today, I'm going to do a rinseless wash on my Tucson in the garage. As you can see, it's cold in here. And I have a new sponge for rinseless washing. This is the Rag Company Ultra Black Sponge. And I have been using the Optimum Big Red Sponge for the longest time. So this new sponge came along and I'm going to see how it works compared to the BRS. So we'll do that. Let's show you. So let's go over what you need to do a rinseless wash. You're gonna need a bucket, so you can use a 5-gallon, and what I have here is a 3-gallon. I'm using 2 gallons of water, and then for my wash solution I'm using Optimum No Rinse. So for 2 gallons you only need 1 ounce of O&R, and then when you use more water you use more O&R, so for 4 gallons use 2 ounces. Next is a wash media. So in the bucket now I have the Big Red Sponge. Let me show you what that looks like. So it looks like this. Looks like this, soaked in O&R. But I'm going to take that out and try the Ultra Black Sponge. And then on the side I just put away is a drying towel. And then additionally, I would recommend using a sprayer to pre-soak the panel. That helps loosen up the dirt, loosen up the residue that's on the paint. So right now, I rinsed the car earlier. And took off a majority of the salt that's been built up. So when you loosen up all the dirt, it helps clean it a lot easier. And so let me take out the BRS and put in the Ultra Black Sponge. So let's take out the Big Red Sponge. I've had this thing for about 5 years. It's still in good shape. I washed a lot of cars with it. So I've been very careful, cleaned it a lot. So now, let's try out this Ultra Black Sponge. So same concept. So the size is about the same, just that the edges are cut off here. And it is actually a lot more palmable, one-handed use. This is a bit chunky. I was used to it anyway, but for people with small hands, they'll probably, use 2 hands to squeeze this out versus 1 hand. So let me put this in here. Let it soak in. It does feel a lot softer. That's not just me saying what other reviewers are saying, it's softer, but it is actually softer. Alright, so I'm gonna let this soak. In the meantime, now for the Big Red Sponge, this has to stay in O&R all the time. And they say that the Ultra Black Sponge you can use for rinseless and for standard shampoo washes, so you can use car soap with this. But the Big Red Sponge you can't use car soap, but you'd have to rinse it out if you had to. But let's go around the car and see the condition of it before I wash it. So let's start at the front here. So like I said, I rinsed it out to get most of the buildup that's been on here. I did a rinseless wash last week, but of course once you take it on the road, it gets pretty banged up. So you can see residue here on the lower panel. Well, this all used to be built up a lot. Took out most of it, but we can make that better. And then when you come around back, can't tell too much, but there is a lot of salt residue left there, like right there. I probably missed that with the pressure washer. In there too. Now I'm in a single car garage. It's enough room to get around. I used to have a Genesis sedan that I would do a rinseless wash in here as well. That was a bit more snug, but I have a lot more stuff in here with a snowblower and pressure washer there. So let's get started. I'm gonna go around the car and pre-rinse everything here. Alright, so let me pre-spray the car. I already got this thing pumped up here. I use a big garden sprayer because it holds a lot of product. I used to use an old spray bottle, but that would run out pretty fast, so this makes it a lot faster. So this is what ONR does compared to regular soap. It grabs the dirt in these droplets of water, and it holds it there. And then when you go over with the sponge, it picks it up. So I'm gonna try out the sponge on the hood, see how it works. Won't be too surprised. So when you're using it, you want it to drip a little bit so it has some product in it. And then when you're going over the panel, don't use any pressure, just glide the sponge over the paint, so like this. Very light overlap. There you go. As far as cleaning goes, if it's really bad, you can go over multiple times, but I take pretty good care of the paint. I got some protection on there so that it doesn't get built up too bad. So now, clean the panel, put the sponge back in the bucket. Then we get the drying towel. So this is a twist loop drying towel. And just gonna dry this one section I did just to show what it looks like when it's cleaned. There you go. Glossy. So I'm gonna go around the whole car and come back to you. Okay, so the car is washed and now it's time to dry it. So what I also use in the drying process is a drying aid. Now there's spray wax, there's detail spray. What I'm going to use is the OptiCoat Hyper Seal. So this has silicon dioxide, which is almost like a ceramic sealant, and it'll help protect the paint from further contamination and from salt and all that. Per panel, so I'm just going to use that little bit and dry the hood. Alright, so let's look at the results of the rinseless wash. As you can see, very, very glossy. So I'm using my paint inspection light. Simulates the sunlight. So if I see any scratches, you'll see it in the light. But after many, many hour washes, very clean paint. Alright, so that's how you do a rinseless wash on a car in a single car garage in the middle of winter. And anyone can do it. So give it a try. I could put links in the description. People point down there. This is my first YouTube video that I'm doing on camera. So let me know how it went, how I can improve it. I'm gonna try a little things here and there, I don't know. And well, it takes one step, so this is the first step. Thank you guys.